Okay, welcome, friends and family, both in person and online. We are getting ready to begin. So, again, check your electronics, make sure they're off. I know we were texting people to let them know that we're going online. And online friends and family, don't leave after the ceremony because your bride and groom are coming to give you a message. So, stay put online from the comfort of your home. And we may begin. member of your family from this day on. You can hand her. You stay right there. You stay right there. And could you look at Todd? Oh, yep, and pick the Thank you, everyone. You may be seated for the ceremony. Welcome, everyone. What a blessed day we have before us. Thank you for joining us on this extremely joyous occasion in such uncertain times. Isn't it ironic that in the year 2020, we are currently witnessing a marriage between two people who actually met in person and not on an app? Adding to the irony, this is occurring during a pandemic, and it's just 10 days before the oddest American election in any of our memories. And that includes our Grandma Helen's memories, and she's 99 years old. Speaking of our grandma, the beautiful and stylish Helen Sordell, who we're blessed having join us today, this wedding and all of the weddings in our family have been the proudest moments of her life. The love that is shared in our family is great. And when we witness our family grow, there is no moment more profound. We are so pleased to be welcoming Rhianna as an official member of our tribe. I remember fondly when Todd brought her into our family traditions and thinking how wonderful and perfect this pairing was. Their joy at being together was palpable. And not once over these 4 years has that joy faded. We have all been looking forward to this day where we celebrate the love of these two people whom we adore. And while it's different than we first envisioned, it is a beautiful celebration in the most magnificent season in Michigan. And the sun is shining, and it's a perfect day to join two hearts in marriage. Those of you that don't know me may wonder why Todd decided to have his cousin marry him. Well, I can assure you my qualifications came honestly. It was because our cousin Melissa asked me to get my officiant's license to marry her in 2018, so it's obviously the only logical choice. All kidding aside, while I'm not an ordained minister in any faith, I did grow up in a family on both sides that was guided by faith in God and a knack for speaking our truths. I always thought my dad got this faith from my mom's family, but I just recently learned that my paternal great-grandmother's great-grandfather was a Baptist minister. So when you couple that ancestral fact with the strong example of practicing a life filled with faith, love, and family that our grandmother and her younger brother Stanley taught us through example, I feel more than qualified to join these hearts. I don't think anyone was more excited for this wedding than our great Uncle Stanley. He watched the love between Todd and Rhianna unfold and grow. And he was never quiet about looking forward to stealing that first dance with the newest member of our family. But as we know with life, our tomorrows are never promised, and sadly, great Uncle Stanley's not with us today, just as our Aunt Cindy Peters, who left the world much too early, is not. But their love is most definitely here, surrounding us as we gather together in celebration. It is my belief and experience that love transcends this life here on the third rock from the sun. And the love of people that leave this world before us continues to light and impact those they left behind. And if we stay cognizant of this fact, we can feel their presence when we need them most. Rhianna and Todd, marriage is a huge commitment, and it's not an easy one to make, yet it's so worth it. As you stand here today in front of those you love most, you are pledging in a very public manner that you will be here for one another through whatever weather you face. The fact that you're making this commitment in the midst of such unknowns in this world proves to me that your decision is pure and your bond will survive whatever this crazy world throws at you. While things are strange and unpredictable at the moment, you two are demonstrating that life is still marching on, and you're giving us hope that there will be even brighter days ahead. I know that Rhianna and Todd are Star Wars fans, and I, also being a Star Wars fan, can only assume that they must have great respect for the universe we live in, and are experienced in knowing what fallible creatures we humans are. This fallible nature is what makes relationships so hard. None of us are perfect. We all have flaws. When we commit to another human in marriage, we commit to accepting those flaws, and we also commit to becoming better together. Yoda wisely taught us about the Force. And while I think about the Force, I think about the bonds we have with all living things. He famously said, "Life creates the Force, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter." It is this luminescence that you are producing today that will surround you in your future as husband and wife. The Beatles song "Across the Universe" was haunting me as I prepared for your big day. It's not a song that regularly runs through my head, so I had to take it as a message from beyond that I needed to look into it. And oddly enough, I found that John Lennon wrote it when he was irritated with his wife. More importantly, I discovered that this song was most likely based on the teachings of the Maharishi, who's often referred to as the giggling guru. If you don't know, a guru is a spiritual teacher in Hinduism and Buddhism. This was also surprising to me as I never noticed the Hindu words in the song, and if you didn't already know, my husband is Hindu. The refrain, "Jai Guru Deva Om," is actually a mantra intended to lull the mind into a higher consciousness. The words are in Sanskrit, and they mean "I give thanks to Guru Dev," who was the teacher of the Maharishi. This is where I realized why the song was haunting me. The Maharishi taught his followers that being happy is of the utmost importance. Success in anything is through happiness. Under all circumstances, he taught people to be happy. Just think of any negative that comes at you as a raindrop falling into the ocean of your bliss. And within everyone is an unlimited reservoir of energy, intelligence, and happiness. I can so resonate with these words and the need to keep negativity out and radiate happiness. I didn't come to that realization on my own, but rather through the teachings of my husband, Guru Vikas. This is not as easy as it sounds. I'm sure you know that. But I do believe if you make a firm commitment to find happiness in all circumstances, your life together will be filled with goodness and positivity. And you will be an example to all of those that are in your life. We now come to the words that Todd and Rhianna want to hear the most today. These are the words that will take them across the threshold from being engaged to being married. A marriage, as most of us understand it, is a voluntary and full commitment. It is made in the deepest sense to the exclusion of all others. While we're here to support you, it's just between you two. And it's entered into with the desire and hope that it will last forever. Rhianna and Todd chose to write their own vows, and this will be the first time that they have uttered these sacred agreements to one another. But before you read them, I'd like to share some words that will prepare you as you listen to the commitments you are making to one another. Yes, I borrowed these words from the promise. As you hold each other's hands in the promise and eagerly look into the future in each other's eyes, may your unconditional love and devotion take you to places where you've both only dreamed, where you'll dwell for a lifetime of happiness, sheltered in the warmth of each other's arms. And Todd, I'll have you start.
Rhianna. I'm going to try to say this without sounding too gloomy. But prior to meeting you, I was pretty much okay with being the cool uncle. I hadn't had a whole lot of luck finding someone I wanted to bring home for Christmas. So I was pretty much just okay with, like, the kids will come over, we'll play VR, and they'll go home and be like, "Dad, I need a VR." We have that anyways, but I was okay with that. But that all changed when we started teaching band together. And all of a sudden I didn't feel like anything was an effort. It was easy with you. I could talk to you about anything, do anything with you. And I found myself immediately trying to impress you. For one night, I was asking you, what were you up to? And you said, playing Super Metroid. To which I responded, what? Like, and then from there, we went on our first date at the DIA, because after a brief conversation about how we liked art, and ended up at Pizzapopolis, which turned out to be great because pizza is one of your favorite foods. Since then, we've done nothing but create memories, and now I live with my best friend. We take trips to the park in our hammocks. We dance in the living room late at night to jazz after making Italian food. We go camping together. You made me a better version of myself. And with that in mind, I promise to love you unconditionally, to always be honest and open, to encourage and appreciate you, to frustrate and challenge you, especially when trying new food, to always be your partner when singing Disney songs and show tunes, to care for you the way that you care for me. I will love you always, my fiance, Hunhan.
All right, I'm going to do my best. Hold on. Morning without you is a dwindled dawn. Emily Dickinson. One line. Okay. I never want there to be a day when I don't wake up next to you. I'm a very emotional and empathetic person, obviously. But I have never felt such strong feelings of love, joy, and acceptance as I do when I'm with you. You truly make my day begin. You are my best friend, my rock, and certainly my better half. You make me feel safe and loved, and I know I can be myself around you, and no matter what I have to say, you always give me the time I need. And listen. You make me feel beautiful when I'm doubtful, and you remind me that I'm strong when I feel defeated. There's nothing that I cannot do when I know I have you in my corner. For these reasons and more, I promise to be in your corner, to remind you to take a break when you worked through your lunch again, to try and find a way to make laundry fun, to be loyal and to choose you and to choose us every single day, even when it's hard. I promise to always support you just as you have me. I promise that there will never be a day where I do not love you. And then to loosely quote Jane Austen, I come here to profess that my heart is and always will be yours.
Can you squeeze that for me, just so I can move it up? There we go. Todd and Rhianna, you have shared your heartfelt vows with one another and all of us. And now it's time to publicly declare that you do indeed want to spend the rest of your lives in loving matrimony. So if you could please join hands and look into one another's eyes. Todd, I'm going to start with you. I want you to listen to the vows and answer these two very important questions. If you agree, you will say, I do. Do you, Todd Urbanowitz, promise to love Rhianna and respect her, to share your life and your dreams, to build with her a home that is a place of love, happiness, commitment, and growth? Do you promise to be a companion to Rhianna in all of her successes and failures, her happiness and sadness, to always give her your unwavering support, and above all else, the freedom to be herself?
I do.
Do you, Rhianna Blaze, promise to love Todd and respect him, to share your life and dreams, and to build with him a home that is a place of love, happiness, and commitment of growth?
I do.
Do you promise to be a companion to Todd in all of his successes and failures, his happiness and sadness, to always give him your unwavering support, and above all else, the freedom to be himself?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the point in the ceremony where we usually talk about the wedding bands being a perfect circle with no beginning and end. But we all know that these rings do have a beginning. Rock is dug up from the earth, metal is liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, and then molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished. Something beautiful is made from raw elements. Love is just like that. It comes from humble beginnings made by imperfect beings. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. My hope is that these rings will represent your promises to accept your imperfections and to recognize your beauty. Both of your vows were individual perfection, and when you look at your rings, I want you to remember them and this very moment. Sam, could you bring your rings to your uncle and your aunt? Sam, you're going to want to stay there to take the box back. So you could hold the box for them, if you would. All right, we will start with Todd first. So Todd, you're going to, switch. Well, Rhianna, put that one in. You're going to want to grab, wait, Todd's going to go with your ring. There you go. All right, so you're going to want to grab that ring finger in your hand while you are going to repeat after me. Rhianna, I give you this ring as a reminder that we face this world together. We are an unbreakable team. All right. Yep, I told you. Okay, Rhianna, take Todd's ring and get the hand there. And you're going to repeat after me. Todd, I give you this ring as a reminder that we face this world together. We are an unbreakable team. Lovely. All right. Sam, you may go be seated. Thank you for your help. We have just witnessed Todd and Rhianna pledge their lives and exchange rings symbolizing the endless nature of their love. They wish to further symbolize the strength of their commitment with a love lock ceremony. A lock and key can symbolize so much. For Todd and Rhianna, it symbolizes the opening of their hearts to one another and the locking of the commitment that now binds them together. So I'm going to hand you your lock. And if you could take, I'll take the bag back. And you can get your lock. That's yours, right? And this one's yours. And I'll take the bag back. And you're going to want the keys. Yep. Because you're going to want to unlock that. Okay, good. Oh, fantastic. All right, good. All right. So you've unlocked your keys. Okay, good. Okay. I'm listening. I am listening. Okay, so you have to lock it. Okay. The key to love is forgiveness, to accept one another's faults and pardon mistakes. It is sharing and facing your good fortunes as well as the bad, together. Conquering problems and forever searching for ways to intensify your mutual happiness. A soulmate is someone who has locks that fit your keys and keys to fit your locks. When you feel safe enough to open the locks, your truest selves step out and you can be completely honest with who you are, no matter what goes on around you. With that one person, you are safe in your mutual paradise. Your soulmate is someone who shares your deepest longings, your sense of direction. When you're upholding one another and moving upwards together, chances are you found the right person. Rhianna and Todd, your hearts, bodies, and minds are joined together in a bond that constitutes the sanctity of marriage. These locks illustrate that you are forever joined in a lifelong partnership and an abiding friendship, a promise between two people that you will forever be one. and that your oneness will complement and complete the two of you. These locks represent your recognition of the dedication and courage necessary for securing a strong and healthy marriage. And now, as you join your separate lives into one, I invite you to lock your locks together as a symbol of your commitment to each other. Better test them. Make sure they're locked in there forever. Forever. I got it locked? Okay. These keys will no longer be of use because there's no need to undo the bond of your commitment made today. What your love has brought together cannot be broken. And if ever there is a time of struggle, just remember this day and the promises you have made to each other. You have chosen to throw your keys away into the abyss, and this decision symbolizes your commitment to each other for an eternity. As these locks will be locked together forever, so will your love and commitment to each other. So time to chuck 'em. 'Tis cemented. Friends and family, as we near the conclusion of this beautiful ceremony, I would like to remind you to stay seated until the bridal party safely exits, and we will alert you when it's safe to move about. Online folks, please don't leave because the bride and groom are coming to give you a special message. All right. Todd and Rhianna, I'll take these. You have expressed your love to one another through the commitment and promises you have just made. It is with great happiness that I say these next words. By the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church and by the great state of Michigan, I now pronounce you husband and wife. I invite you to begin the adventure of your marriage with your first kiss as Mr. and Mrs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Todd and Rhianna Urbanowitz. Let the celebrations begin. It's done.
Test. Right? We're on.
Are we there?
Can the stream hear us? This is weird.
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
That's weird.
Welcome to our wedding. We just wanted to get on here and thank everyone so much for coming, for viewing. We really wish you could all be here. This has been a crazy time for everyone. So I just want to thank everyone for all of your love and support. Want to say anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we are signing off. Thanks again for coming. We love all of you.